My man, what's good, fam? Just sent out an email, so there should be more people joining us momentarily. I am at the beach right now. A bit of a story behind that one's pretty funny. I'm assuming it's Bill Az. Yeah, dude, what's up? Dude, this is going to be, I'm really, really glad you joined us today, even though it's midnight where you live. Today is going to be an awesome class. Go for sleeping. That's all good. I'll keep my voice down. No, I won't. I couldn't find any way to do the call at the beach, so I basically snuck into this caravan park. And that's where we're going to do the call from today. All right, it's the only table I can find. But nonetheless, I don't know if you saw my email, but we got some really exciting shit in store for you guys today. So we're going to be doing two things. Wish I had like a whiteboard or something. Oh wait, I do. Let's go to that. Two things. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of this IG story ad follower strategy that I've been talking about and teasing you guys with for like weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm going to give you a preview, I guess. And then once I have mine set up and cranking and really optimized by next week, that's when I'll go really in depth on how to actually set it up inside of Facebook. But there's some stuff we need to do beforehand with videos, video content, filming stuff before we can launch the ad. We need to actually make the video. We need to make it creative. So that'll take at least a week to do that. So I figured let's get started on that now so we can launch it next week. The other thing, by the way, can you hear me okay? Is the audio good? Not too windy or anything? Should be fine. And then the other thing we're going to do, even better, what's even better than getting followers from targeted prospects? Getting DMs from targeted prospects. Yes, exactly. So I'm going to go over another ad strategy I learned from Dan Bolton, who's like Tucky's ad guy, basically, on how we can do that. So that's what we're going to be covering today. I'll answer your question first. Quick question. When I use the microwave strategy, when should I add that in the DM script before prospect books a call with my client, after they book the call, and before they talk? You can do either. I'd say before they book might be the best. I would follow basically the script that I used that I showed you. The example that I used with, I think it was Jacob or David, where it was basically, if you're up for it, the next step is to give this, short 12-minute case study video a watch. And if that sounds like the type of result you're looking for, then just hit me back, and then I will, and then we can map out a custom game plan for how we can do something similar for you, something like that. And then that's when you book a call, get on the phone. Or you can just book the call, and then before you get on the phone, send in the video. But I think it's probably better before they book the call, just because they'll have a higher chance of booking the call if they watch it, and they'll be pretty much sold before they even get on the phone, which is going to make closing a hell of a lot easier. But just make sure they watch it before you guys get on the phone, you'll be fine. Cute. Right. Well, whether the rest of the dudes get their asses out of bed and join us or not, I don't know, but we're not going to wait. We're just going to get started. So I'm going to jump into my Facebook, my Big Move account, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes of what I've been doing so far with these story follower ads lately, because they've really been working. So let me share my screen. The sun is like directly in my eyes. That's why I'm wearing these. I'm not hungover or anything. It's just can't really see. So let's go share. Getting lots of stares by people around here, but that's fine. Cool. Let me get that chat happening just so I can. screen is so dim. So I can see your questions. I've lost my chat. There it is. Dude, they absolutely work for music. That's where I learned this. So just to give you guys an overview here, you will not find what I'm about to teach, as far as I'm aware, in any kind of ads course or marketing course or like make money online course. None of Jason or Dan Locke or whoever will teach this. I learned this from Ari Hostand, who is an author of a book called How to Make It in the New Music Industry. And it's like a bestseller in Forbes, and he basically helps musicians and artists when they're sort of first starting out to really help build their career. So it was a great book, and I signed up for his program. It was $1,000 or something. And all the program talks about, literally the entire program is like the shortest program I've ever been through. And it's about how to grow your Spotify and your Instagram. So obviously we're not out here to grow our Spotify for most of us. So Instagram is what we're going to be focusing on. But to give you an indicator, I'll actually open up my Spotify, and you can see the results, and you can see the results on Instagram as well, just before I show you like what it is and how we do it. We're going to share my Spotify so you can see that. You should be able to see my Spotify thing. Let me know if you can. So this is me, in case you didn't know. So before I started running ads, I think my monthly listeners were around maybe 28,000, maybe even, yeah, probably around 28,000. The thing I want to point out here is I only had 1,000 followers like 3 weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I only had 1,000 followers, and now in the space of 1 month, I have 4x'd my followers, which is really, really cool. On Instagram, it's been a bit up and down, and it's something I'm still a bit confused about. But I've grown around 1,000 followers in 30 days with about $8 a day ad spend. So that is maybe $5.50 US, which is maybe like €4.50 a day. And to grow 1,000 followers in 30 days. So I'll show you what's up with that. And obviously you can go faster than that if you want. All right, let me bring it back to the Chrome. There we go. Your kids and stuff screaming, don't worry about it. All right, so here we go. So you can see I've reached nearly 1 million people in the last 7 days. I think that's pretty cool. I just saw this. Yeah, 1.3 million people have been reached, 22,000 clicks at an average cost of 4 cents a click. 4 cents a click is pretty decent. It's super ideal if you can get 2 cents a click. Is like you're doing really, really well, and like 1 cent a click, you are like smoking it. That's really, really good. So let's go to the Instagram one here. So as you can see, I have a different campaign for Spotify, Apple Music, and Instagram. And I've got one for the first world and for the third world, just because I was testing that. And needless to say, advertising to first world countries is a lot more expensive than third world countries, as you'll see here. Apple Music was like averaging, where'd it go? Yeah, so this is 15 cents a click for Apple Music. For Apple Music first world, and it's only 5 cents a click. It's a third of the cost for the third world. And third world streams don't pay as much, but that's kind of relevant. Let's talk about this one. So we go into here. Maybe not that one. This one. So you'll notice that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe 8 different videos. Now the point of this, and the reason we don't just do one video, is because everything I've taught you guys about Facebook ads so far, it is all about testing. Okay, I can't tell you what works the best. We just have to test and find out. And the results a lot of the time will surprise you. So I thought the one that would do the best, I can show you each of these creatives, and I will in a second. But the one that actually performed the best by far was not some crazy festival footage with like hot ass girls and fire and pyro cannons and CO2 cannons and like lights and fireworks and all that flashy shit. The one that performed the best, or is performing the best right now, an average of 3 cents a click, is my one with Elliot Hulse. And it's literally just Elliot Hulse bench pressing weight and like flipping tires, and that's performing the best. So you never know. That's what I'm trying to say here. That's why you need a lot of different videos to test each of these. 15-second clips, and then you turn off the ones that aren't performing as well. But I mean, all of these are pretty close to each other, 3 or 4 cents. So I've left them all on. And as you can see, Facebook will start to give more budget and allocate more of your, because these aren't $8 daily each. The whole ad set is $8 daily. So it has 8 different videos to distribute that $8 with. And it determined really early on that this one was going to perform the best. So that's why it's, as you can see here, definitely pushing this one a lot. It's barely even showed this one to anyone at all. And it's pretty much just given up, which is a little bit annoying. I would like it to actually test it more before it just goes no. 1,000 people don't click. That's fair. So this one you can see obviously this one is really pushing. Cool. So probably won't make much sense for me to show you. I'll show you a couple just to get an idea of the type of things that we're doing here. That makes sense. So let me find where these are saved. I'll show you. I'm not going to show them all, just a couple. Okay. Right. I will. You should be able to see my desktop, I believe. Cool. So I'll show you a couple examples. So as you notice, the video is 9 by 16. So it's like 1080p, but it's backwards. So instead of like 1920 by 1080, it's 1080 by 1920. It's going to be vertical. The actual video itself to fit Instagram. However, the actual, so I said the video itself, basically the video itself inside the video doesn't necessarily have to be vertical. The guy I learned it from, Ari, partnered up actually with a rapper. His name is Ludicious, and he's basically grown to like 500,000 monthly listeners, and he makes around 20 grand a month in streams on Spotify at the moment. So a lot of that is coming from ads, and he's been doing this strategy for like 2 or 3 years. So that's the guy I learned it from. And he says basically, you'll notice here that the video itself is, it's horizontal inside the vertical one. It doesn't really matter that much, so it still performs well. So I'll just play it for you. There you go. So that's just one example. I've got like 7 more on the side. So you think that one would do the best? It looks pretty cool. I have one with Jason as well. I'll show you. You guys might know this bloke. Okay, dude, I have absolutely no idea what just happened. My hotspot just decided to commit suicide temporarily. I don't know why, but we're working again and we're back on, so let's crack on. So I'll show you one more example, and that's the one that I did with Elliot Hulse. That's working really well. I'll probably share my screen first. That might help. It's cool. Right, this is the one that is performing the best that I talked about earlier. So there you go. So you can see here, I've got 8 different clips and different varieties like that, and it's all about testing, frankly, and to see which one performs the best. So to give you guys an example and an indicator of the type of content that I'm looking to run for this type of ad, I'll show you, you guys might have seen it already, it's my personal branding video, and I'll show you quickly what that looks like. So what we would do, we're gonna grab this, and we're gonna cut like little 15-second clips from it, and we wanna do probably around anywhere between like 7 to 10, 6 to 10. So about 8 is a good number, I think. But just really as many as you wanna test, but like minimum like 7 to 8. So let me find where the hell this thing is. Okay, so the reason I'm gonna test is because the guy I learned this from, Ari, he has like 2 different versions of exactly the same clip. It's like a studio recording of him and a drummer. So he's singing, the drummer's like drumming, obviously. And he said like one of them started on him and the other one started on the drummer. So it was exactly the same clip. One just started 2 seconds earlier than the other one. And the one that started on him performed horribly and was like 15 cents a click or something. And the one that started on the drummer literally performed, it was like 5 times better. So it was like 3 cents a click instead of 15, just because it started 2 seconds earlier. That's why we got to test a whole bunch of these videos, because you just don't know. You have no idea. I can't tell you which one's going to work the best. No one can. It's just throw it out there and let the algorithm decide your fate. So I'll show you the one that I'm going to be using for this. Just to give you guys an idea of what you should be going out and filming and preparing for next week when we're going to launch these. So here we go. Let me know if you can see that. There we go. So that's the type of clip that I am going to be running, and I'm just going to split that thing into maybe 10. I'm going to choose 10 different 15-second little clips. So, yeah, cool video. Thank you very much. It took a long ass time to get all the footage together, and then for the video guide to edit it. So either, up to you if you want to edit it yourself or you want to get someone else to do it. It's totally all good. Literally all this thing was just, I don't know if I have all the raw content here. I might not. I think it's like video assets or something. But it's basically just a ton of different B-roll footage, as you can probably see, of me really not doing that much. I mean, yeah, I was speaking on stage and stuff. That's cool. But again, we talked about back in week 2 how you can kind of do that yourself. Like I'll show you really how easy it is for you to get out there and start making some of this content yourself. I can find the video. So yeah, Bora Bora helped. We had Paul film some drone footage. But stuff like this, where it's just kind of B-roll. Like that was just Eric Sapola with an iPhone filming the opening of my laptop. He just used the slow-mo iPhone setting, and like, dude, that's it. That's really good. Like, all of you guys can do that. You don't have to fly to Bora Bora. But this right here, so it looks like I'm getting interviewed. That was basically back at my old DJ company, it was like some exit interview or some shit. It was like a performance review or whatever. And they were filming us. I think we were giving testimonials or something. And I asked my friend, hey, can you just snag a shot from the side that I might use one day in some video like 2 years later? And this is when I'm using it. Right, so just see at all times. This, I was literally driving. I was getting driven. I was in a taxi in Bora Bora and just filming out the window. Same deal here. I was actually driving, I think, when I said that. So yeah, I'm on stage. That's cool. But stuff like this, right? I think I just had my sister or my friend or something come and film me teaching that. You can just set up a tripod, like on the other side of the room. This kind of stuff. So easy. I'm teaching nothing. I'm just pretending to teach. I'm just talking random shit. Like I'm probably saying a smoothie recipe or something. It doesn't matter. It's muted. It's music over. It's fine. Right? Same exact thing with this one. I'm not actually teaching. Actually, that one I was teaching the master video, but I set up a camera from a different angle, so you kind of have some B-roll stuff going on. So just like, man, this guy's teaching all the time. He's like next boss. That one was cool. Actually got someone to snag some footage of me when I was with Danlock. Actually, I didn't ask, I just did it. And then, but to get that recording took me a month, right? Like I had to email Danlock's event team, and I was like, hey, I remember there was when I was talking to Dan, there was like a camera. Someone was filming us. Like, is there any chance I could grab that footage? And I think because I paid $7,000 to go to the event, they were like, all right, well, we'll try and find a few. If it was just like some $97 event, then we wouldn't have. People talking about me. There you go. Yeah, the being on stage stuff definitely helps. I'm flying on a plane. I just filmed out the window. You can do that. I stepped out of my car. I had someone film that. Right, just the slow motion thing on actions. Anything looks cool to trailer music. You can just be like walking down the road and it'll look cool on stage again. This is not even my exact car, right? It's really similar to my car, but I just found this on YouTube. Just stock footage, so it looks like I'm like racing around Mustang with one of my friends or something, because it's the same car that I have, the same color. No one will ever know, so it's alright, apart from you guys. This was Teppanyaki one time. This was filmed like 8 years ago. Just fire, jumping into water. I went skydiving, that's cool. Limo rides, festival stuff. Another drone shot. I'm sure all of you guys have a buddy that has a drone, and you can just film 1 or 2 drone shots of something like this. Not necessary at all, but you know, if you have a buddy with, I'm not saying go out and buy a drone, but if you have a buddy with a drone, no reason you couldn't do something like that as well. You just came over literally 10 minutes and stuff. Pretty cool. So that's it. That's the whole thing. So I hope that gives you guys some ideas of what you can be going out and filming yourselves and getting ready for next week, so we can launch these things. We can start to actually run the ads. So that's kind of a brief overview of the follower one that we're going to be doing. What I'm going to cover today, though, for the next sort of half an hour, 35 minutes, is something even cooler, in my opinion, because it gets you not only follows, but DMs as well, which, in my opinion, is even better, right? Before I get into that, any questions at all on this? Basically, just remember we'll talk about how to like actually set this up in Facebook Ads Manager and set up the targeting and all that kind of stuff next week. I'll have a bit more data by then. Yep, the call to action is, so if I click on any one of these, you go edit. The link is just your Instagram. So it'd be like me, instagram.com/bigmusic. You would just be like /the lads, whatever your Instagram handle is. And that'd be it. Really, really easy. And yeah, so far that's got me 3,000 new Spotify followers, because I'm spending twice as much on Spotify than Instagram. About 1,000 Instagram followers. But the thing that really stands out to me is that, yeah, sure, I went from 7,800 to 8,800 followers. Like, it's not really a big deal. But because these people they're more targeted, and they've actually chosen to swipe up on an ad and actually hit follow on my page, right? They've actually chosen to check out my page, look at the content, go, that looks cool, follow. And I've noticed my engagement has gone up significantly in the last 30 days as a result. So my posts are probably getting nearly double the engagement they were before. My story views are also nearly double what they were before, maybe 50% more, which, they went from what, 250 to like 300, 350. So I'm actually getting nearly as much as my Sean Ferris account, which used to be really high and it's been dropping slowly. So after we start running these ads, I'm sure that'll start going back up as well. Yeah, so I've only set it up and I've only been testing it with music, but literally like today or tomorrow, I'm going to launch them on my Sean Ferris account. And then that's when next week when I have a bit more data and I've already been running it for a week, then I can give you guys a bit more insight. I'll be in the trenches testing on maybe what content works the best or what call to action, what copy works the best. We're all in this together. Honestly, we are pioneering this strategy together. I've never seen or heard anyone else in the world talk about this. So we're here, CMB fam out here in the front lines, in a circle, pioneering this basically. But I'll go first. I'll get some arrows in my back and then I can tell you guys maybe, give you some pointers what to do, what to avoid for next week. Cool. So that's number 1 for the day. Let's get into our second ad strategy, which is of course our 5-1-30 ad strategy. So this again, I learned from Dan Bolton, really, really smart dude, Tucky's ad guy. Pause this for a sec. So I'll show you one that he uses. And then I'll literally go out here, I'll film one right now to show you like literally how easy it is to do this. All right. Okay. This one actually looks really like, really scammy, but it's working. So I'll play for you. Warning, he has a really strong New Zealand accent, so try to understand it, but here you go. And of course, Facebook, for some stupid reason, decides to play every video on mute, which is so fucking annoying. Why would I want to watch a video on mute? I don't understand. Anyway, right, here we go.
Yo, in New Zealand, did you make amazing money running some plans just like this for local businesses in the area? Right now, looking for 5 dudes who want to launch a side hustle in 2020 and get personally need to find me. If that's you, send me a message to the word side hustle in. I'll see you. Yo, in New Zealand, did you... There you go.
Really, really simple. We'll walk you through it again. So to kind of break this down for you, what he's doing, we only have 15 seconds here, so you got to make the most of that time. What did you notice? What's the very first thing that he did to kind of grab people's attention?
Yo, in New Zealand, did you...
That.
Yo, in New Zealand, did you...
Very, very simple. That's the whole IG ad. That's it. It's only 15 seconds. You only get 15 seconds of the story. So that's it. Totally simple. It's just a 5-1-30. So you'll notice though, the very first thing that he did was he called out his target market. So he's basically targeting anyone that wants to make money online, which is a lot harder of a niche than some stuff we're doing here. But he called out the country first. So I imagine, and he told me that he's running one of these in basically every first world country. So he would have a different video for the US, for Australia, for the UK, for all these other places that have money, right? So he goes, particularly because his is really general. If he just went, hey, everyone, I want to make money online, swipe up. Like they've heard that already a million fucking times. So you're not going to stand out there at all. But when he says, yo, New Zealand, right? Then it's like, oh, okay, this is for me a little bit more.
You can make amazing money running some plans just like this for local.
You can make.
Yo, in New Zealand, did you make amazing money running some plans just like this in the area? Right now,
Did you know you can make really good money running simple ads just like this for businesses in your area? So this is, of course, obviously teaching Facebook ads for local businesses.
What? 5 dudes.
There's the 5 on 30. Right now I'm looking for 5 dudes.
I launched a side hustle in 2020 and get personally mentored by me.
I want to launch their side hustle in 2020 and get personally mentored by me, even though they don't know who the hell he is, because I've only just heard of him. Oh, that flies mine. My black belt strategies are running away in the wind, so I'm going to grab those. I don't want to lose all my black belt paper. And then he goes, if that's you, just send me a DM, and that's it.
The word side hustling, and I'll send you yo.
So that's you, just send me a DM with the word side hustle in it, and I will send you a message or whatever he says. I'll reply or I will.
I'll send you yo.
I'll send you a message when it got cut off again. Right, so that's the whole thing. How easy is that? Do you guys think you can do that? I think it's pretty easy. Right, in fact, I will go film one right now in front of the garbage bin. Later, I'll do it properly in front of the beach or something. Right, literally just show how easy this is. I'm going to go like this. I'll show you. Let's see. Right, I cannot see anything at all. So give me a sec. Boom, there we go, that's it. Now that I can actually see, it's so bright out here, it's really hard to see, even with the brightness maximum. So that was a really shitty rough draft, and that's totally fine, because it's just an example. So if I can see my phone screen, I will attempt to share that with you, to show you. There's that. There you go. I think that worked. Alright, so I have no idea what this looks like, so I couldn't see anything. So hopefully my face is in the frame, and this is what I film. Can you see my screen? Oh no, you can't. I should be able to now. Right, you see it now? Yep, easy. Alright, so let's see what I came up with.
Australia, I'm looking for 5 freelance copywriters who want to get their next 3 to 5 high-paying clients and get to the 100K a year mark in the next 100 days. If that's you, just DM me the word 10K, I'll get you all the details.
Alright, so there you go. I was pretty much frowning the whole time because I was glaring and I couldn't see anything because I'm staring at the sun. But apart from that, not too bad, right? And what I just realized is I should make that more congruent. So I said 100K and then DM me 10K, which doesn't really make much sense. So I should say, if you want to get to 10K a month, if that's you, DM me the word 10K, just so it's a bit more congruent. And then, so let's say that's the one I was using. I'll walk you through how to actually set this up right now inside of the business manager. I can see it. Which is, it appears to have gone away. And then I'll show you like what to say after that and all that stuff. Just close all my tabs. That's pretty fucking rude. All right, whatever. Fuck it. So let's go to business manager. And we'll set this up. So before we do that, I want to show you something here. Really, really simple tweak to your bio that I would recommend that everyone here implements immediately. Something I learned from Dan as well. That's been doing really well for him. So it's this line right here. I could even make that better if I didn't have all this stuff to say over there. I kind of ran out of characters, but essentially it was, I got my title there, and DM me 10K for help. Free interview, learn how my student rate went from 0 to 25K a month in 90 days. So this right here, this DM me 10K for help. I would make it something more specific. I only had room to say for help. Like I would make it if I would use something like a specific promise, DM me 10K to learn how my clients went from 0 to $100,000 a month on Instagram, whatever, right? Whatever your thing is. Learn how, DM me 10K to learn how I doubled my clients' open rates if you're doing email marketing, something like that, right? And this has been getting on average about maybe one person a day has DM'd me, 10K, and we're closing people from there, which is really cool. So that's a little something you can do as well. Just so when they land on your page, when they come from that ad, and it says here exactly the same call to action that they had on the ad, it just makes everything a bit more congruent. I have no freaking idea what the hell's going on with this hotspot. It works 100% of the time in my life so far, apart from when I'm on a call trying to do this, right? I think it might be because it's in the sun. And if you know anything about Australian sun, you'll know that anything that's in the sun for about 30 seconds gets absolutely fried. So I'm going to put it in my pocket instead. Right, let's crack on with this. I'll show you guys how to set it up right now. Perks is being at the beach. I'm getting burnt to a crisp out here. But sacrifices are necessary sometimes. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see the business manager? Yep, perfect. Cool, so I'll open, that's strong first, that's cool. I'll do one there and I'll do one of the other ones so we can have a reference point. Just make sure first. Yeah. Cool. So go. We're going to set up a new campaign. And as we can see for this campaign here, it's going to be targeted. Edit. It's going to be pretty much exactly the same as the one we've got going on here. So buying type is auction, and the objective is traffic. That's really all we need to know to set up the campaign. So if we go over here, there's a giant truck about collecting garbage. I don't give a fuck. We'll go create. At the campaign level, we hit create. Campaign name, we're going to call it 5130. You call it whatever the hell you want. Auction traffic, leave that exactly the same. Create new ad set, I will just leave it there. And depending on how you're going to be targeting this, so let's say you aren't working with local businesses, maybe you're working with online businesses like coaches, e-com store owners, etc., and you want to hit multiple different countries, I think it's a really, really good idea to do what Dan did and make one specifically for every different country. I know it's like you have to film 8 videos instead of 1, but you saw me over there. How long did that take? 15 seconds. Right? Maybe you'll have to do 2 or 3 takes at the most. It's going to be, 45 seconds per video. You're looking at about 8 minutes of total work here to film 8 of these back to back. You're saying exactly the same thing. The only thing that changes is just the country name at the start. Right? 530 story ad. So let's say Australia. This is the ad set. And then the actual ad, we're only going to do 1 creative for each. It would be good to test a lot more, but really, like, there's not that much variation we can do here. Maybe different backgrounds, different outfits, different tonalities, a different pattern interrupt at the start. There's a whole heap of different stuff you can test. But just to get up and running, I'll just have the 1 video, and you can add more in later and test those. So we just call this probably the same thing. Cool, that's it. Cool, so now we go into the ad set. And this is where we're going to set it up to be how we want it. Sure. Right, so let's jump in. Choose where we want to drive traffic. You'll enter more details about it at the destination later. This is the website. The creative will upload in the ad level. Daily budget, totally up to you how much you want to spend. Say, if you can swing $10 a day, I think that'd be ideal. I think the minimum you can do is $5 a day. So $5, $10 a day, you'll be fine. I'll just leave it ongoing. And this is where we're going to create our audience here. So I'll show you a really, really gangster thing if we have time today or maybe next week on a hyper-targeted audience that you can do. But you're just going to go, the location for this would be Australia. If we're targeting, you're going to have to get creative here. You're going to have to work this out for your own niche. But for me, who I'm targeting would be probably 20. This thing's lagging out hard. 22, yeah, 65 plus, that's fine. All genders, then we got features of behavior. So here's where it enters stuff like, if it was me personally, I would use the audiences from Leadinforce. If you guys remember back in the day, I'm not actually sure if we showed you how to, no, actually, I think we left you hanging there. We gave you the name, but we didn't really tell you how to use it. So I kind of promised Paul that I wouldn't share this, but it is just in a circle. So if you guys, hush, hush, hush. And you promise not to share this with anyone. That includes your clients, your friends, other people who ask you, all right? Just because I want to respect Paul and him asking me not to share this. I know you guys aren't coaches, you're not going to go out there and teach it to other people, which is okay, because it's a small group here. If you guys can promise me that, then I can show you what I'll do here for the audience. And it's a really, really powerful tool that allows you to target Facebook groups. And it is called, my friends, Leadinforce. And you can see it literally says here, target competitors, customers, and fans. Yes. So I've been using this for like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 months now, and it's been working way better than any other targeting settings I've ever tried. And it makes sense. It's because you can target groups, which is why if you have something like a copywriting Facebook group, you know the only people that are in there, they're all copywriters, right? Or they want to be copywriters, or they have a high interest in copywriting, or else why the fuck would they be in a copywriting Facebook group? So the data on that is unbelievably valuable, right? It's pretty much, they've just like a giant spotlight shining on these people saying, hey, target me, I'm a copywriter. So you're gonna have to get creative and find groups in your niche. So I guarantee you there's a group for any niche you guys are in. If it's restaurant owners, it's e-com coaches, it's gun store owners, golf store owners. Whatever your niche is, there'll be a Facebook group. There'll be multiple Facebook groups for it. I guarantee you. So here's where you're gonna go and you're gonna set it up. I should probably log in. I can show you what I've got going on. This is $97 a month, which might sound expensive, but I mean, if you're serious about ads, like you're gonna spend money on ads, and for the amount that this can make you back from the hyper laser targeting that it allows you to do, it's so worth it. So cool. So as you can see, I've got copywriters Facebook groups. So I think you're allowed up to 10 groups. Awesome. So I'll show you how to set this up. Let's just set up a new one from scratch and I can show you. We've got a new project, copywriter, Facebook group, demo, and we would go target Facebook groups, pages, posts, and profiles. And as you can see, look at this, you can do one for Instagram, one for LinkedIn with different settings. I've got a strategy for LinkedIn, I'll show you later. Right now we're gonna stick with Facebook because I think it's the most powerful. Cool. And you're gonna go add sources, links, you can add up to 5 links. Cool. So we would jump into Facebook, and this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna find the 5 best groups, the 5 most relevant groups of a big, decent size that you can find. By the way, I have this new Chrome extension, it's really good, it's called Newsfeed Blocker, and it blocks the Facebook newsfeed. So every time I'm going on Facebook to go look at the Copy Millions Blueprint Facebook page, or I'm there to, like, with a specific objective, every time that newsfeed catches you, doesn't it? Like you're there for a reason, you're gonna go check out a group or make a post or something. And like that, Facebook just knows you too well. It knows you what to show that's going to grab your attention in the newsfeed. So once you stay on Facebook for ages, and half the time I'm like, shit, this is interesting, and I get caught up. So to prevent that happening, I believe it's one of these. I have a fair few extensions. It's called Newsfeed Eradicator for Facebook. It's really, really good. Only works on desktop, unfortunately, not mobile. So stop distracting me. Let's get into this. So we're going to search copywriters, and we're going to go groups. As you can see, Jason's group comes up there. Ideally, you want really big groups with a decent amount of people, and also pretty active groups as well. So copywriting groups, 11K. That's really good. I would check that out. Open that in your tab. Online copywriters, go check that out for sure. Freelance Copywriting Collective, the Jobs Boards. These are people actively looking for copywriting jobs. Probably good prospects. They're all freelancers. Look, the Jobs Board for the Freelance Copywriting Collective, that looks like the perfect group for me. How to write copy, that could be good as well. For beginner and rookie copywriters, I want a bit more established. I might stay away from that one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. And then there you go, the Copywriting Club. So let's say these are my 5 groups. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take the URL for each of these groups, and I'll check them out a bit more, like do a bit more research, choose, look at a ton, and then just choose the best 5. So like you would dive in here, is this group engaging? Has it got good engagement? Are the people pretty active? How often do people post? If it's like 1 post a week or something and it's pretty much dead, then that's probably not a good group to choose. By the way, can you hear me okay over there? Giant fucking chop. Literally right. Right there. Alright, cool. But to save time, I'm just going to choose these. So we go this one. This one. I can't believe I'm giving you guys the secret sauce, man. You guys are in for a treat, I tell you. This is the secret sauce. Like, this is literally Paul's secret weapon. It's how he crushes it with Facebook ads, this tool. Let's say those, you're going to choose full information, not basic information. You want their full, you want everything. You want common interests, intersections. You want to know if there are everything they have in common. Are there more men than women? Do they all have pet dogs? Do they all have random? Are they all interested in Tim Ferriss? Do they all watch Game of Thrones? None of them watch Game of Thrones? Do they have a sister? Do they have, how many friends do they have? What kind of car do they drive? You want to know everything about these motherfuckers. Like, you want every detail, because there'll be surprising similarities in there. You might find that a good majority of them, they all follow, I don't know, maybe Tim Ferriss, right? They all like Tim Ferriss' page, they follow Tim Ferriss. So when you're writing an ad later on, and the ISIS appointment ad that I talked about last week that I'm going to film a video on and show you guys how to do that. Well, if you know they all follow Tim Ferriss, then you can make a reference in there about Tim Ferriss. You go, this isn't some Tim Ferriss productivity course, like this is, real. And being able to make that reference, knowing that they all know who that is, and you go, oh, he's one of us, he gets us, he gets me, he's making reference to Tim Ferriss. So anything like that, that we can learn about them, that they'll have in common, really, really valuable. So we're going to hit this full information, hit add. It's going to take a long time. Give it an hour, give it 2 hours. I'm not going to sit here and wait, obviously, but it'll find all the groups. It'll go, cool. And it'll analyze them. And to analyze it might take a couple hours, so just leave it, go do something else, and then come back. So we can hit close now. So you can hit start analyzing, or hit all of them. Select all of them there, and then go start analyzing. It's going to take a while. Right? Then, when you're done, you're going to hit export users there. There's no one there, so it won't let me. But if I go back maybe to this one, this won't allow me to attend for some reason. You'll notice, by the way, closed groups, it's going to find a lot less people. So, for example, you'll notice here, for most of them, it says there's 22,000 people there, but it's only found 12,000. So some people that have their profiles on private, they have their privacy settings really jacked up. It's not going to be able to pull the same level of information as someone that's maybe set their profile to public and puts a lot more info out there. And also, if the group is closed or the group is really private or really hard to access or hard to find, then it won't pull everyone from there either. But anyway, once you're done, you are going to go. It says you've already done it, right? So I don't know how it's going to let me do it again. Okay, there you go. All right, so select all of them. You export users, Facebook custom audience. You're going to create your audience, name it, copywriters, Facebook groups, demo, pretty self-explanatory, and you go upload it. And because I've already linked it to my Facebook in my settings, then, so it says uploading, please wait a while. Then what you would do is you would go back into your ads manager. We'll open that in a new tab and I'll show you. I think the sun on the laptop's making it really slow. It's fine. Just give it a sec. Tell you what, I'm going to move over there for a second. I think they're pumping sewage or some shit. I don't know, man. Right. Hopefully you can hear me better here. So what we're going to do, Medium Force is going to take a bit of time to do everything. Just uploading, please wait a while. So you go over here, go to All Tools, up to Assets, Audience. Select the right ad account. Cool. Now there should be an option somewhere to import the audience. You're going to go over here to... Okay, so what's going to happen is once this is done, it says uploading, please wait a while. So assuming you've connected it in your settings, you've connected Medium Force to your Facebook Business Manager ad account, then it's going to show up here in this list. And then once it's there, once it's showed up in the list, that's when you can set up the audience here. So instead of doing all of this and you set the demographics and you go, 20 to 60, business owner, interested in this, interested in that, like we're trying to guess with this. Like with this, it can work and you can get great results, but we're still trying to guess. Like we're trying to go, they're an e-com coach. They come in all types of shapes and sizes, right? They could be 20 years old, they could be 50 years old. And you're going to go, interest, e-commerce and all this stuff. It can work, but I mean, this is just like shooting fish with a fucking shotgun in a barrel, right? This is like fishing with dynamite because we've literally got a bunch of targeted groups where everyone, for a fact, everyone in that group is a prospect, is a targeted prospect. So this is just an unbelievable advantage that I can't believe I'm giving you guys, but you guys are going to smoke it with this, right? I want you to have the best tools and resources. Nothing but the best, mate, in a circle fan. So what you would do here, you would just, you would go use saved audience. Apparently not. CIB 2019. Use saved audience. You be a custom audience or something that you have to That's right. There you go. So once that's done uploading, all I'll do is select copyrighted Facebook groups from the list here. And as you can see, there's around 50,000 people in that list. So a pretty good amount of people to choose from. And this thing is lagging hard. Let's go some. Alright, cool. Alright, this thing's lagging out like a motherfucker. But we're nearly done. Cool. Now we go back to here. We can choose this from our list. We go copyrighted Facebook groups. That's it. Glitching out some right now. Cool. Don't worry about any of that. You can set that back to the default. Leave this as the default. Leave it to 18 to 65. Because if they're in that group, they're going to be a business owner. The only thing you would change is the location to be the location of the place you're targeting. Right. So if we're going to do one of these for Australia, one for New Zealand, one for the US, one for Canada, and one for the UK. Those are the 5 that I recommend. If you're going to shoot 5 different videos and you're going to have 5 different ad sets, exactly the same settings here. The only thing you change on the ad set is the country, because you're calling out a different country in each of the ads. Right. And that is literally it. So we scroll down. We're going to change the placements. We only want Instagram stories. The best part is they're only going to see this ad when they're on Instagram, and it's not even taking them off Instagram. It's just taking them to your profile on Instagram. So Instagram's going to love you because you're keeping people on Instagram, and it's not a big inconvenience for them because they're still on Instagram. You're not taking them off to go read your sales page or any shit like that. So turn off all the feeds, and then turn off when the shit stops lagging like a motherfucker. Am I lagging as well? Or you can hear me fine? Laz, am I lagging, or can you hear me talk normally? All right. Right, turn off that. Turn off that. Okay, cool. As long as you can hear me talking, that's fine. So turn off everything that's not Instagram story, in article, all this bullshit. I swear, man. The one time, no one here, and I'm filming this, and today at 10:14 a.m. That's when they decide it's a good time to go pump sewage or whatever they're doing down the drain. Anyway, cool. We're going to optimize this for link clicks, I believe. Clicks daily link reach. Yeah, we want to optimize this for link clicks. I'll double check over here on this one. I would double check, but it's going to take too long, so fuck it, we're just going to leave it. It is link clicks. I know that. All right, so don't worry about cost control, show more options. There's one thing that you want to change at the bottom, and it's this when you get charged thing. Change this from an impression to a link click. You only get charged when they click, not when Facebook shows someone the ad, right? Change impression to link clicks. And that is it for the ad set. Now inside this, we're going to click this thing right here. That's going to take us down from the ad set level to the ad level. For the campaign, up the top, we have the objective, which is traffic. The ad set, that's where we set our budget and our target audience, which we just did using Lead Force. And the placements of everything as well. That's where all the hard work really happens in the ad set level. Now we go to the actual ad level. This is just the actual creative itself. So if you're going to test different creatives, ad creatives, like different videos, different pictures, this is where you're going to do that. So I recommend just start with one video for each 5 things, and following the exact script that I showed you guys before, and that's what you're going to do to start. Then later on, once you have 5 now up and running, then you can add in other stuff and try testing those. So you can add, try different backgrounds. So one at the beach, you can do one at home, you can do one in a park, right? Different outfits, different tonalities, slightly different wording, different scripts, and just test. And you'll find that one of them will work better than the others. Cool. So you want to connect it to your Instagram account, obviously. It's going to be that one. The format is going to be the single image or video here, and you're going to upload that down here. Cool. So you got media, add video. You can upload it. I'm going to use the shitty one that I filmed right out there. That's going to upload. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is you want to take a little bit of time, do some editing, add some text to the screen. So you'll notice, remember the one that I showed you with Dan? You can go back and watch the replay. Do you remember on the actual ad creative itself, he had the words New Zealand and the flag. And he literally, I guarantee you, he did that in Instagram. So you don't even need any fancy video editing software at all. Right? For the Big Music stuff, I used Final Cut Pro to add the text in. Remember it said, follow Big Music to watch more, or to learn more, or to whatever, to listen to more music. I would follow something. I'm going to test this, and I will show you guys next week maybe what's working. But I would recommend doing just exactly what Dan said. I would say country and then your prospect. So Australian golf store owners, American e-com store owners, American e-com coaches, right? British restaurant owners, whatever it is. That's what I would have as the text. Because they're going to see that and go, holy shit, that's me. The entire point of the text is just to stop them from doing what they're doing and go, holy shit, what's this about? Is this me? This looks like it's for me. Let me check it out. You just want to stop and watch the video. That is the entire point. So I'll show you Dan's one here again. So you can see here, he said NZ, it's New Zealand, exclamation mark with the flag in the top corner. And then at the bottom, message me side hustle and I'll send you the info. I would do exactly the same thing. Except instead of just New Zealand, I would say they're like your prospect. So you would say New Zealand e-com coaches, New Zealand golf store owners, whatever it is. And then the same thing at the bottom, you would say message me whatever keyword you want to use, message me 10K, message me 50K, message me coconut water, whatever keyword you want to use, and I will send you the info and I'll get you all the details. So I'll just model exactly the text that you can see here that he has on his screen. And you can do that in Instagram. So I would just make that in Instagram just like you would normally. You can see he has that little down arrow thing. I guarantee you can do that in Instagram as well. Just you would search for down arrow GIF and it'll come up. And you can do that. So you just literally make the whole ad in Instagram, you save it, and then you put it on your laptop and you upload it just like I'm showing you here. Cool. So I would do what he's doing with the text in Instagram first before I uploaded it. That would be my ad creative, as you can see there. That's the ad that's going to come up. The website URL is going to be your Instagram. So copy this, instagram.com/SeanFerris, throw that in there. Display link, there isn't going to be a display link, so don't worry about that. Call to action is going to be learn, it's going to be send me a message. Not really contact us, listen now, find out, book now, get quote, subscribe. I would leave it as learn more. Make sure you have a pixel set up. I showed you guys how to set that up a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. So set that up first, make sure it's there, because that will allow you to retarget people later on. So if you have your pixel here selected, then what that's going to mean is that everyone who watches your ad, anyone who clicks on your ad, anyone who engages with your ad, you can retarget them later on. So everyone who's, let's say, clicked on your ad, you can set up a retargeting campaign. Really easy to do that. You just go custom audience retargeting, basically, and then you can show them the same ad again or the different ad or whatever it is, right? And they're people who've already expressed interest in what you're doing, so you know that they're even more targeted, even more interested than the people you were targeting before. So you can hit them with any of the other variety of ads I'm going to show you later. So the ISS appointment ad would be a really, really good one to retarget them on. So let's say they've swiped up on your ad on Instagram, they clicked it, maybe they went to your profile, they didn't send you a DM. You can retarget them again with the same ad until they send you a DM. You can also retarget those people on Facebook with the ISS appointment ad that I'm going to show you in a separate video from last week. You can retarget them with the follow ad. You can retarget them with like anything you want, really, which is awesome. So cool, that's literally it. And we're just going to hit publish. And that's it. That's the whole thing. Any questions at all? I know we went like 15 minutes over time. All good. We had some issues there. Was this powerful or what? Was this useful? This could be a whole course by itself, to be honest. Like I could sell this entire thing for like $1,000 and make it like a course, just one training. Because it's that good. It's that powerful. Especially with the leading force stuff that we have that no one else does. Right? That's our secret advantage. So let's keep it that way. And that's it. Cool. So all you do from here, if I can find my mouse, once that's set up and it's published, you would just go back. It's gonna have to take a while to get approved. Go back to the ad set level, and you're gonna hit duplicate up there. And we want US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and I'll say that's about it. US, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Maybe some other European countries as well. You know, Ireland's not part of the UK. You could do Ireland. You could do the countries separately. You could do England, Scotland, the country you live in. Like, so I would do Czech Republic because that's where you live. Like, that makes sense. Unless they're all broke, and in which case don't. You know, just first world countries generally. So you're gonna say number of copies. So we want 4 copies. We want them to stay in the original campaign. You're gonna hit duplicate. Now the only thing you have to change. Let's mention how to set up. The only thing you have to change is 2 things. One, and the only thing is 2 things. You have to change one. Just see here, they all say copy. Go to this, and you would change the name there to be, New Zealand. The next one would be the US. The next one would be Canada. The next one would be the UK. And I would probably split up UK a little bit more into like England and then the other countries. It's lagging out really badly, which is really annoying. You guys get what I'm saying, right? So you change the name there. Let's get up there. Then you would scroll down. Remember we set the audience. You're gonna leave the audience the same. It's gonna be your lead and force custom audience with all the groups. This thing was lagging so badly. Then I'll show you. The only thing you're gonna change here is the location. You're gonna change Australia. So close. New Zealand. You guys get me, right? So you do New Zealand there, and you go to the next one. You change the name to US, and then go change the audience here, the country to be the US, and then so on and so forth for every different country, right? And then the only other thing you have to change as well is because you film 5 different videos for each country, you are then going to go upload that video, and you're going to basically replace the video of Australia with the one from, for that country. We exit out Australia. So you would make film it on Instagram, and you would edit. You would just like keep the bottom the same, and just change the text at the top to say New Zealand or say US, whatever. Save that, and once you have those 5 videos that you've made in Instagram, the grand total of about maybe 20 minutes worth to film all the 5 of these videos and then write the text and download them, probably 15 minutes tops. You're gonna put them all on your laptop, and then you're gonna upload them in the ad set. So you're just gonna go to the ad level itself, and you would replace, which is lagging so much, so I can show you. Whatever. It is, dude. It's so unfair. It's unbelievable. And then you guys know how to do that, right? So you click into this. That's the ad set. You click on the actual ad. Because remember, when we duplicated it, it copied the ad from Australia, and we don't want to target New Zealand and say, hey, Australia. That's a fail. That's what we call a fail. So I don't know why the fuck it has 4 of these. That's a mistake. You're gonna delete them, and you're gonna upload the video, the one that you did specifically for that country. Okay. And then again, if you want to just add in a ton of these and start testing them, I absolutely recommend doing that. Just start uploading different ones here. Wait 4 days. Like let your one video run for at least 4 days, and then moving on from there. That's when you can come in next week, and then film the same thing again with a different background, different clothes, different tonality, different script, and you can have up to about 8 or 10 in here, and then that way it'll start testing those as well, and you can it'll start determining what works the best and diverting all the traffic that way. And you'd be surprised. The slightest things can make such a huge difference. The background, your hair, what you're wearing, the first 1 second of the video, the script, your tonality. Are you wearing a hat? You're not wearing a hat. You're wearing sunnies. You're not wearing sunnies. Like all that shit makes a difference, and you can test that. Okay, so that's how to set it up. Any questions at all? Are you clear on what you need to do and how to set this up completely? This is so gangster. It's not even fair. I'm gonna film all of these either today or tomorrow while I'm at the beach, and I'll have these up and running like in a couple of days. It's gonna crush. In terms of what the actual script is, like what do you do once they DM you? Exactly the script that I talked about last week. Remember I walked you guys through, I showed you, I think it was Jacob, the email sequence. You would just do exactly the same thing, just over Instagram DM, right? And then if you have that microwave, that case study video, that's when you're gonna include that before the call as well, right? Good stuff. Really, really gangster training. I'm so happy we got to do this today. I've been waiting anxiously to teach this to you guys for so long. I'm really happy that we finally got to do it. All right. So we went video of time. That's all good. I can't see anything. I'm going to keep this back on. Really good stuff. Please get out there and start implementing this. It's not going to work just in learning it. You have to go and actually do it for it to work. Let me know if you have any questions at all. And start seeing if you can start filming some content as well for the follower campaign. Honestly, it's totally up to you if you want to even go and do the follower one. This should be enough. Like, you'll be getting DMs, and you'll certainly be getting some followers from this as well. It's just not, designed for people to follow you, but you will start getting followers from it too. So you might not even need to do the follower one. But if you want to really grow up your Instagram, I would highly recommend doing follower one too, which we'll talk about more in depth next week. So I would, if you get the opportunity, film some stuff where you can. If you're working, just get a friend to literally take a 2-second clip of you typing shit on your laptop, and you just get a bunch of different stuff like that, and then you can start to make a film montage, send them all to Polo. He'll maybe charge you $50, $100, or however much to compile it all into like a 60-second badass trailer, and you can start really crushing it with your Instagram, getting some DMs, making some money, signing some clients, helping some people, changing lives, changing the world. On that note, it's been an amazing training. Please have an amazing week. Go out, implement this stuff, start doing it. I want to see the first person to get this up and running. I'll be keeping an eye out for that. All right, so you have a tremendous week, and I'll see you guys all back here next week. But I might be here for a while this lags and waits for me to end it. All right, there we go.